Hello.
You're like, what in the world are you doing with the banjo, right? Well, it just so happens that we have a birthday today, and so we would like the birthday investigator to come out here. I bet you that you've never had happy birthday sung to you with a banjo and a cajon, right? All right, so I'm gonna, one of the things that happened with COVID is my daughter, while she was locked away in her house, she's like, Dad, get me a banjo so I can learn how to play banjo during this lockdown. Well, her dad learned how to play a banjo, she did, but that's all right. So Danielle, you get the brunt of the banjo, and come on over. We won't ask age or anything like that, okay? But you need to be able to hear the banjo, which you might not out there, okay? So, everybody is going to sing with me, right?
Yeah.
Everyone? Okay, so, happy birthday
to
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danielle. Happy birthday to you. All right, now we got to make this more of a hootenanny. Let's clap. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danielle. Happy birthday to you. All right, thank you, New York. Happy birthday, Danielle.
Like you're gonna go in the tank.
All right, not only do I play the banjo, do you play the banjo? I did not think so. Play is a loose word in this instance, but that's all right. I'm learning. My name is Trooper Seth Little. I am the Troop C senior diver. It does not mean that I am the oldest diver in Troop C. However, I am the oldest diver in Troop C. And I am going to introduce you to the rest of the crew on this underwater adventure. No banjo needed. We got ourselves our fearless leader, Tech Sergeant Neil Case. All right, and hopping up those stairs, because he can't wait to get in that water, is Trooper Mike Hennessy. And we got the big E from Troop D, Greg Eberl. He is the Troop D senior diver, also the oldest diver in Troop D. It's just funny how that works out. All right, so as these guys are getting ready to get in the water, I'm going to give you a little history of the New York State Police dive team. In 1932, the New York State Police recorded its first dive. Now, that makes us the oldest dive team in the United States. Back then, it was a hard helmet, which was attached to a collar, canvas suit, lead shoes, it had a weight belt. Altogether, the equipment that they used back then was well over 100 pounds. Now, we didn't have an official dive team yet. What we had is we had members who were retired Navy divers that had joined the state police. So they were able to use their skills, they went in for evidence, they found the evidence, and they brought it back up, and the New York State Police said, you know what, we need to make this permanent, we need to get a dive team together. In 1943, there was a fellow by the name of Jacques Cousteau. He invented what we call now SCUBA. SCUBA is an acronym. SCUBA stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. It took all the 100 pounds of gear and it condensed it down to about 40 pounds, is what you see up there right now, what they are wearing. Now in 1957, the New York State Police decided to adopt SCUBA as its official way to dive. So they sent down people to the Navy Dive School in 1958 to learn from the best, because that's what we wanted to do. So we brought what we learned and we brought it back to New York, and we formed our own dive school, which is now 10 weeks long, and it is quite rigorous. Out of the people who try out and do not make it, those who do make it actually to the school itself, we started with 30 this last year and we only graduated 15. So in order to get where these guys are, you have to go through a lot, and you have to make it to the end, so let's give them a hand. Good job, fellas. I am proud of you. All right, so the first thing you need when you're diving in the water is you need a dive buddy. You need somebody to go in there with you, somebody that you can count on in case equipment fails. They have looked each other over, they're making sure their gear's working, they're getting ready to go in the water, and I bet they're ready to get into the water now.
Yeah, it's getting a little warm out here. I mean, I'd like to get in the water sooner than later.
Okay, we're waiting on you.
Yeah, we just need a countdown.
You need all right. Well, I need a go guy or girl or somebody. I need somebody to say go. Who wants to say go for it? All right, this young man over here. All right, so when you say go, we are all going to count down from, what are we, I'm not that smart, Tart, so.
You can start from 3.
Thank you. I was hoping it was 3. Okay, so when you yell go, you gotta stand up. Stand up. What's your name? Oliver. All right. So Oliver, why don't you come up here? Go ahead under the ropes there. When Oliver yells go, everybody count down from 3, okay?
Go!
3, 2.
Wait.
Yes,
I didn't hear you counting, Seth.
I was.
I mean, we've got a pretty big crowd here, so I think they can do better than that.
Nice. Okay, do you think you can do better than that? I think you can.
Yeah.
Oliver, do you think they can do better than that?
Yeah?
Yeah, Oliver thinks you can do better than that. So, are you ready, Oliver, to just say go again? All right, ready?
Go!
3, 2, 1.
Splashdown. Now, if you are a child and you want to come up here and take a little bit of closer look, you are more than welcome to cross the ropes and go ahead and stand in front of these guys. What these guys are doing right now is they're just sort of floating through the water. Don't be shy, come on out. And as they are floating through the water and they are using their fins to move, they are practicing what is called neutral buoyancy. They make it look easy. Actually, what they are doing in this tank, they're not either rising or sinking, they're remaining static, is the sign of an advanced diver. If you are going on a dive trip, okay, it's your first time out, if the person that's in charge is having a hard time standing still, do not go, all right? Go back. That's what I would recommend to you. But these guys make this look easy, all right? Go ahead and take a seat, kids, so everybody can see that are in the seats. No, sit in the grass, sit in the grass. I'm sorry I confused you. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about their gear here. They have a mask. That mask is on their face. It protects their eyes. There's a little layer of air between the lens and their eyes. Then they have a regulator, which is in their mouth. This is what supplies their lungs with air. That air comes from the first stage. There's a little whip that goes back up there. It's the first stage. The first stage is connected to the scuba tank. Now inside the scuba tank, usually there's about 3,000 pounds of air, pounds per square inch. And that air is then reduced to 145 pounds per square inch in that first stage there, which allows the regulator to give air to the diver on demand without blowing up his lungs. Okay, so that first stage is necessary. Now, the BC, which is attached to the tank there, those are those black flaps that he's moving right now. It's more like a bladder. All right, you can fill the BC, which is a buoyancy control device, with air or take air out of it. And you'll add weight to it or take weight out of it. That is what allows you to either freely rise or freely sink or stay static in the water. Now, a fun thing to know about masks is that things with a mask underwater seem 33% larger and 25% closer. So if you have a friend who's a diver and they went down to the Caribbean, they're like, man, you should have seen the barracuda, it was this big. It's more like that big, okay? So it's about, take about a third away, but it's still a good story, but you can deflate them a little bit, because who wants to hear about your friend down in, the Bahamas? Nobody, right? Okay, so with things seeming 33% larger, Tech Sergeant Neil Case, who is a big man, might seem a little intimidating to Trooper Hennessy in there. No, you're not gonna, no. Troopers don't panic. Troopers don't get intimidated. What do? That's right. Troopers go at it. They fight. All right, so he just ripped his mask off. what's Sergeant K's gonna do? He ripped the other guy's mask off. Usually our masks and our gear don't get ripped off by other people, but we will run into the occasional shopping cart or rebar or something like that underwater that we can't see. So masks might come off. We do not panic. Panic is what hurts divers. What we do is we put our equipment back on, like the mask, and then we will create a seal. We'll just tilt back the bottom of the mask a little bit so there's a little crack, and then we will blow air out of our nose, and that air will push the water, and you'll actually see the level of water go down on the mask, but it'll push the water out, and then they will be able to see clearly again. Masks can fall off. Also, what can happen is our BC can get caught on rebar or shopping carts or on tree limbs. So, what do you do in that case? Tech Sergeant Case is going to show you. He is able to take off his gear underwater, not panic, because he has air. As long as he has air, he knows that he is good. So he takes off his gear, he's seeing if he can fix whatever the problem is, whatever it's caught on. If he can't, he will take a breath, and then he will leave his gear down there, and he will breathe air all the way up and out. So, once he gets to the top, you know what? He figured out what was wrong. So now he's going to go back down and put on his gear. This is called ditching and donning. It's one of the things that we learn in our novice dive school. We don't panic. We learn how to take care of things. He grabs his pack first, which is weighted, which keeps him down there. And then the first thing, he puts air in his mouth. As long as he has air in his mouth, he is good. And he is good to go. Now, what happens if we're 132 feet under the water and something goes wrong? And I say 132 feet because that is what we are qualified to dive to as our dive team. 132 feet, if you look to the top of this tower, the top of that tower there is 60 feet, okay? So, add another tower on top of that and another 12 feet. That's how far under the water that we are. Things can go wrong with equipment down there, but yes, Sarge, yes, up there. Yes, tower, 12, yes, exactly. No, you've done it. And we don't panic. We remain calm and we get the job done, okay? Because that's what we're trained to do. And we're trained that if something goes bad at 132 feet, we can work through it. So let's say that Trooper Hennessy runs out of air. What is he going to do at 132 feet? He's going to get the attention of his dive buddy. He's going to smack something and then he's going to show him, look, I'm out of air, I need help. So, Sergeant Case comes over and you will see the Sergeant Case actually maintains control of his air. The reason that he does that is because he's the one that has air. So he is the one that is not as nervous as the person who all of a sudden ran out. You want the person who is more relaxed, more calm in the situation to maintain control. Now, they can go all the way back up to the surface, just passing it back and forth to each other, taking a couple breaths each time, 132 feet. Most of the divers in our school are actually, we train hard enough that we are swimming 200 feet under the water without coming up for a breath. Now we actually had a diver this last school that went over 300 feet under the water without coming up for a breath. So 132 feet, even if things go really wrong, our divers, we can make it out. And that's what we've been trained to do. Another reason that you might take off your pack besides something goes wrong is that you would want to make yourself small when you're making some sort of penetration dive into something. Now, this was really apparent in 2018 when the Wild Boar soccer team from Thailand, all right, they went with their coaches, they went into a cave, and it started raining real hard out, and the water started coming up, flooding the cave. They had to move back farther and farther and farther. They moved back a total of 2.5 miles into this cave. No lights, all right? 2.5 miles, pitch dark. But we had rescue divers and we had Navy SEALs and all sorts of divers from around the world came together, and how they got back through that cave system, Trooper Hennessy is going to show you right now. What they had to do is they had to make themselves small. These were small kids and these were small coaches. So they had to take their pack off, and a lot of times they had to just squeeze into these crevices. They wouldn't be able to fit with full pack, so they put the pack in front of them and then they followed their pack in. And the amazing thing is that they rescued all of those kids. Now there was a rescue diver who actually died during that whole entire incident, okay? Which just shows you, water is naturally hazardous, okay? It is not natural to breathe water. And so what they did, they went in there, they got the job done, and we just want to say good job to those divers, to our divers, for putting themselves in that situation. One of the reasons that I joined this dive team is because when I grew up, I used to watch Johnny Quest, okay? I don't know if anybody else watched Johnny Quest, but one of the things that I thought was really cool was the underwater scooters, okay? I always wanted to do that. Now I can. We have in the Big E's hand right there a DPV. It's a diver propulsion vehicle. And what that allows us to do is use that instead of kicking and using energy and using excess air. It allows the diver to move around freely, move around maybe a little quicker than he would, and so that when he gets to the site where he needs to work, he will have more air. He will have more energy. And he's making this look a lot of fun. Again, Johnny Quest, right? Who doesn't want to do that? In fact, I think you should do a Johnny Quest thing. I think you should go through that tunnel, Mr. Adventurer. Yeah, no, I think you could fit. Kids, do you think you could fit through that tunnel? Huh? We'll do it for the kids. Come on. Let's see here.
There's no way you can fit through there.
No way?
No way.
Okay, we'll see. Oh yeah, he made it. He made it. You made it look pretty easy.
Hey, Seth.
Yes, Sarge?
I think I want to try that.
Sarge, I agree with this man. There's no way you can make it.
I'm pretty sure I can.
Things are 33% larger underwater.
Yeah, they just look larger.
Oh, well, it might be trouble. All right, do you think that the sergeant could make it through there?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they all thought I could fit.
Well, hey, consensus, you know?
All right, I'm going to try it.
All right, go ahead. So we're going to have the Sarge trying to get down there. He is an expert in the DPV. So if anybody could do it of his size, it would be him. All right. Here he comes. He's, yeah, Sarge, I'm looking at that tunnel and I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, no. Yeah, no, don't embarrass, don't embarrass. Yeah, no, sorry, Sarge. What? You have an idea. You're full of good ideas. All right. Hey, have at it. Here we go. Oh! That is a smart man right there. All right, good job, Sarge. Now, I think you deserve a reward for that type of thought process there, Sarge. Sarge, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Yeah, you want some food? Hey, Big E, do we got any food for him up there? What do you got? You got a banana? All right, he loves bananas. All right, see, you just whooshed that right in there. All right, so he's gonna take a little bit of a break down there and eat that banana as we get ready for our next segment. Now, the motto of the dive team is if it's in there, we will find it. And so what Trooper Hennessy is going to be setting up right now is called a line search. This is our bread and butter. When we are in water, when we're in the river, we cannot see anything. And so we'll use a line, and he will travel back and forth on that line that is weighted by 2 weights on either side in order to keep it tight. And so what we do is we will move our hands just like an octopus over the ground, touching everything. We make sure that we touch everything, okay? And wait, Trooper Hennessy, it's not right, okay? You need a mask where you can't see anything. So we're gonna give you the Novice Dive School mask right there that's taped off, that's right, so that you can't see what you're doing. Not that it makes a difference. All right, so, bank robber just holds up a bank with a gun. As he is driving his 4-wheeler away, he throws this gun over the bridge into a river. Trooper Hennessy is on the scene, and he is told to go in and find that gun. You can't see anything in there, it's so dark, but he is using the foolproof line search. And so he's going to go to the end of the line and he's going to move the weight over just a little bit because the object that he's looking for is little. If it was larger, then he would move the weight a little bit farther. Okay, makes sense. But this is the color of the water that we're usually swimming in, okay? Hudson River, Susquehanna River, cow ponds, things like that. So he is not seeing anything, but one thing that he is doing is he is using the line search, which again, if it is in there, we will find it. And let's see. Oh, there it is. All right, kids, let's give him a hand. He did a good job. And that is how we find things when we cannot see. But the bank robber was driving away on the four-wheeler and he decided, you know what? I need to ditch this four-wheeler. And so now we need to find the four-wheeler. So as we drop the four-wheeler into the water there and we bring it down, Trooper Hennessy will put it in place and we'll say that Trooper Hennessy, after finding the gun, went on down the river and he marked the four-wheeler for the other diver who has the hard helmet to come and get. And the reason that we've actually gone back to some hard helmet diving is because we have overhead environments where we have to raise heavy things and those things might come back down, but we want a little extra protection for our head. We cut holes in the ice and we go into the ice. We don't want to hit our heads on the ice. We go into boats, we go into planes. We're lifting heavy things, and so we want to make sure that we protect Big E's head because it's so pretty. All right, so as he's getting ready to go down, you'll see that system right there. It's called the K-MAX system. That is a surface air supply system. And what it allows us to do is provide endless air to the diver. So diver, are you ready to get into the water? Okay, hold on just a minute. We got the other diver underneath you there. Okay, on you. And here he goes, all right. So he is coming down, and instead of having a buoyancy control device, the suit that he is wearing is called a dry suit. And he keeps air, yes, you made it down. Kids, give him a hand because he likes applause, okay? All right, but that is not your objective, okay? Your objective is to find, you're a good dancer. All right, that's not bad, it's not bad. So, your objective was to find the four-wheeler that was marked for you. Right, not the shark, right? There it is, very good. All right, so how is he going to get that four-wheeler out of there? Big E, you're not that big. You cannot lift that four-wheeler, it's too heavy for you. Wait, what? You have, oh, hey, there we go. This is a lift bag. And what this lift bag allows us to do is bring heavy objects out of the water. And so he will attach the lift bag to the four-wheeler, and he will add air to the lift bag. That air will displace the water around it, and the force of the water will push that lift bag up and will make the heavy object light. We have various sizes of these lift bags. They go all the way from 1,000 pounds down to 500, down to 100, down to 50, and they lift up all sorts of things. So there he goes. Give him a hand, kids. He did a good job. All right, and one of the things you want to make sure you do as a diver is once that goes up, get out of the way in case it comes back down. So that is just a little demo of our what we do. We also do swiftwater rescue. We have airboats. We participate in marine patrol. But I want to thank you for coming. I'm going to give this to Sergeant Case.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to come out here and learn a little bit about what we do. But really, I'd like you all to join me in thanking these guys for what they do on a daily basis. Every time they go underwater, they're putting their lives on the line. So again, thank you guys. Please join me giving these guys a round of hand.
All right, so the kids that just walked away, if you want your picture taken with the diver, your parents are more than welcome to come up here and take your picture in front of the diver. All right, other than that, I hope I didn't send anybody away with the banjo music. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And next is going to be the Crazy K9 characters for your enjoyment. So hopefully keep at your seat, enjoy that. Enjoy the rest of your fair. Thank you.